A UNBC nursing professor spent weeks in West Africa helping train frontline medical staff in their fight against a deadly virus. Today, he's sharing stories about his experiences there. He's also talking about what it was like to be tested for Ebola at the University Hospital of Northern BC.
He's back home, but West Africa is never far from his mind.
And I remember the children who ran up to the road and, thumbs up and big smiles, and that's what I'm going to try and remember.
Greg Thomas Riley made the trip to Liberia to help contain the Ebola virus. After being so vigilant on his mission, life in Prince George is in adjustment.
I was told I was withdrawn fairly quickly, and I think I was really coming to terms with where I had been and where I am now.
Earlier this week, the infectious disease expert became the patient. He'd been constantly monitored since returning to Canada. On Wednesday, a slight headache and fever meant he was taken to University Hospital for a precautionary test.
They hooked me up to a cardiac monitor and stuff to get my vitals, and I guess my blood pressure was high at first, so maybe I was a bit nervous.
He was brought in through a private, secured entrance.
And a nurse in full personal protective equipment greeted me at the entrance and took me up to an abandoned ward that had been designated for the treatment and assessment of Ebola patients.
The test came back negative. The experience has given him a new appreciation for the Canadian healthcare system. In Liberia, he helped train locals on how to treat contagious patients. The Canadian Red Cross is stepping up its campaign to recruit doctors, nurses, and water sanitation experts. Since the fall, around 700 have stepped up to join the effort.
Probably the most challenging type of a posting that many people will have encountered. And that's coming from some very experienced people. But overwhelmingly, people have said time and time again that it's probably also one of the most rewarding.
Greg Thomas Riley was prepared to deal with the virus, but not its emotional toll. Families wiped out and survivors cast off in society.
I'm not equipped to deal with something like that. I'm not a mental health specialist, and there were a lot of moments where you felt pretty helpless.
But this UNBC professor has done his part.
And I'll keep going because that's where the need is for me.
Camille McDonald, CKPG News.